Hello and welcome to another tutorial in the logical reasoning lecture series. My name is Abhishek and today I am going to give you a fresh problem to solve. Please remember that you can also download all these questions from our website. Solve them first and keep a screenshot or a printout of the question handy while viewing to make the best use of this tutorial. The problem here talks about 6 filmmakers who specialize in 6 different genres of movie making and are from 6 different cities of the country. The data is given in the form of 8 statements, using which we have to make a table that matches the names of the filmmakers with their respective genres and cities. I would recommend pausing the video here. Please read the problem carefully, try to solve it on your own first, and then go to the solution. Let's proceed with solving the problem now. We first make a table with 6 rows and 3 columns. The first column would have the names of the filmmakers, the second would contain the cities, and the third the genres. Before starting to fill in the data, I would want to give you a small tip for this question, which I'm sure many of you would already know or be doing by instinct. We should try and use the abbreviated forms of the names given in the problem wherever possible and convenient. For example, in this question, the names of the filmmakers are pretty long, so we would save time, energy, and space by using just the initials rather than their full names. Something like this. Let's proceed with the statements now. First, using the easier ones which give us direct information. So let's get started. Look at statement 1, which says that Dibakar Kumar belongs to Kolkata. We put this piece of data in the first row. Now, statement 3 says that Suraj Advani specializes in thriller. Let's put this in the next row. Next is statement 6, which tells us that Subhash Kapoor is from Mumbai. So we put it in the next vacant row and move forward. We will now use statement 4, which tells us that the filmmaker who specializes in drama belongs to Bengaluru. Again, we put this piece of data in the next row. Similar to the last one is our next statement. That's statement 8, which reads that the filmmaker who specializes in satire belongs to Hyderabad. This again can be easily adjusted in the next vacant row. We are done with filling the table using the simple, straightforward pieces of data. Now it's time to use the negative statements. So let's begin. Look at statement 6 once again. It tells us that Subhash Kapoor specializes in neither horror nor action. Since thriller, drama, and satire have already been filled in the table, the only option left for this cell is comedy. Let's fill this up and move forward. Statement 3 says that Suraj Advani doesn't belong to Delhi. Since there are just two cities left to be filled now, Delhi and Chennai, we can safely conclude that Suraj Advani belongs to Chennai. We fill this up and then look at the last cell of this column. It's very obvious now that this cell can have nothing but Delhi as there is no other city left. Moving forward, we look at statement 7, which tells us two things about Vinod Bhatt. If you look at the highlighted cells, these are the ones in which Vinod Bhatt can be adjusted. But since he doesn't belong to Delhi, the cell next to Delhi is ruled out. Also, as per the statement, he doesn't specialize in drama, which leaves us with just one possibility. That's the cell which is still highlighted. So we fill it up with VB, the initials of Vinod Bhatt, and move forward. Now look at the two highlighted cells. We can easily see that David Gaye has to be fitted in one of these two cells. However, since statement 5 says that David Gaye doesn't belong to Bengaluru, he has to be from Delhi only. So we put DG in the last row and are now left with just one vacant cell in this column. This cell has to be filled with the initials of the last filmmaker left, the one who hasn't appeared on the table yet, NB or Nikhil Bajpayee. Moving ahead, we can see two highlighted cells in the third column now. Statement 2 tells us that action and Kolkata don't go together. So we have no choice but to place action in the last row beside Delhi. Now we are left with just one vacant cell in the column, which would naturally be occupied by the last genre left, which is horror in this case. We fill this up and complete the table. It was quite simple. I think you must have got comfortable with these tabular arrangement problems by now. I'll take a small break from them to avoid monotony and to keep things exciting for you. I'll come back to them later with a few variations thrown in and with a higher level of difficulty. I'll see you next with a problem on circular arrangement, a type which is generally found a little difficult by a lot of students. Stay tuned.